What's up, guys? Steven here again, and today we're doing a fanfic reading. Now, I tried to make another fanfic reading, but apparently YouTube is like, you can't go over the 15-minute mark, considering one of my videos is 15 minutes and 4 seconds long. But hey, I digress. YouTube is smarter than me. Right? Right? Right. Not right. They're even dumber than me. So today we've got a different fanfic instead. I was going to do Shots on Goal, which is still check, but today I'm going to do one called Sunlight Glimmer, which is a Starlight Glimmer and Sunset Shimmer fanfiction of them two dating, which is a good ship. I ship like facts. The description is: Starlight and Sunset go on a date and have a relaxful day and talk about their future. Then they make out. Don't worry, it's T for teen. We're keeping this PG-13. They're keeping this PG-13. Yep. We're not gonna have any. Alright. So yeah, the story's called Starlight Glimmer. I mean, not Starlight. No, not Starlight Glimmer. Starlight Glimmer. The story's called Sunlight Glimmer by Ajvaskis Bruni Ajvaskis. I can't say his name. Why do people have random names? And there's only one chapter with less words this time called Date Afternoon. Date Afternoon. Anyway, enjoy this, and hopefully YouTube will accept it. Hopefully. Blanket, Sunset Shimmer asked. Blanket? Starlight Glimmer confirmed, laying it on the grass. Got the food? Yep. Sunset smiled, setting their picnic basket down on the grass. She gave off a wicked smile. Actually, edible food this time that won't poison our human bodies this time. Yep. Starlight looked up and blinked. Hey, those flowers didn't kill us. Sunset giggled. To be fair, they were the best part of your cooking. Once Starlight figured out what her girlfriend had meant, her face began to heat up. Before she could say anything, Sunset leaned forward and kissed her. Starlight's eyes widened, only to surrender her with a longing sign. She then wrapped her arms around Sunlight and deepened the kiss. Their chests squeezed against one another as Starlight found one of her legs lifting up onto Sunset's knee. Her torn jeans rubbed against Sunset's skirt. Warm feelings of her soulmate upon her lifted her up, made her whole. The world was gone. All that mattered was each other, till Sunset pulled away. You're cute when you're angry. Starlight pulled away. Yeah, she said, sitting down on the blanket. Why did I fall in love with you again? She patted the spot next to her. Other than because we're both reformed ponies from Equestria, Sunset said, sitting down next to Starlight. Also, you're crazy hot with that beanie. She flicked down Starlight's beanie hat over her girlfriend's eyes. Why you? Starlight pulled the hat off her eyes. A sly grin spread across her face. I'm hot, huh? She then tackled Sunset to the blanket. Nah, you're hotter. Unimpressed, Sunset flipped Starlight onto her back. No, you are. She kissed Starlight, only for Starlight to flip her onto her back. This went on for a bit, neither able to get any dominance. Only stopping when they were making out. Each of their hands busy running up and down the other's backs, both wanting to get closer to other than was physically possible. Starlight started to run a hand on Sunset's skirt, slipping it between clothing until a branch snapped. With someone or someone hiding heading up the hill, they broke apart rather abruptly. However, instead of one of their friends or some random stranger giving them a questioning look, it was a squirrel. The squirrel looked at them quizzically, blinking a few times before raising up the tree where their picnic day had been set up. Maybe we shouldn't get too intimate out here, Sunset chuckled, twirling her hair. Yeah, Starlight agreed. However, that didn't stop her from leaning up against her. So, lunch? Right, Sunset nodded, fishing into their basket. I got some potato salad, cheese sandwiches, carrots, ice cream. They took their picks. Once full, they leaned against a tree and held each other, admiring the beautiful spring day in Canterlot Park. "Hey, Sunset," Starlight eventually asked. "Yeah? You ever think about the future?" She looked down at her human shoes. "Our long-term future?" Sunset grimaced, pulling Starlight in tighter. Sometimes it pained her to think about that they hadn't seen each other in over a month, though some of the 9 months they had been together had been kinder to them than others. One month they were able to see each other twice a week. Other, it was lucky if they got an hour for moments like this. "You don't think this is working out or something?" Sunset asked, more in a way she was hoping to be wrong. "No," Starlight answered right away. "No." She leaned next to Sunset. "It's just, well, I guess the long one is bugging me." She snaked her arm around Sunset's waist. "I mean," she bit her lips. What if we'd ever want to marry each other? How would we decide what to do? Would it be practically if you stayed in Equestria or I stayed here? Would that be fair if we had kids? Would we have to have 2 ceremonies of birth worlds? What if Sunset cut her off with a kiss, holding Starlight in place for a good 2 minutes before coming up for air? "You worry too much," Starlight huffed. I'm being serious right now." Sunset pulled her closer. "Hey, I didn't say there weren't good points." She looked at her own hands. I've had those same thoughts, you know." She moved that hand to Starlight's head, giving it a few strokes. "However, that's what I always like about our dates. We can just enjoy, not worry about anything, and get away from our crazy adventures." She sighed. It's easy to forget about anything long. It's easy to forget about anything long run with you. Starlight frowned. "So, what do we do?" She wrapped both her arms across Sunset's waist as Sunset continued to stroke her hair. "Well," Sunset said, lifting up Starlight's chin, "we can enjoy the moment today." Starlight smiled. "I suppose that would be nice. It's just..." She pulled back before they kissed. "I can't stop thinking about how we almost ended up with other people, and how less complicated things would be if we had." "I'm sorry." Sunset frowned. Before they got together, there had been a short flame between her and the human Sunset, and with Starlight and a mare named Trixie. Short as it was, it had been there. However, after an adventure in the human world that ended with Sunset and Starlight trapped in a room for 3 days, they had fallen in love. They had fallen in love with each other in the chaos, both confessing their feelings and fears as they comfort one another in the long wait for rescue. "Well," Sunset took a deep breath, "even if it'd be easier, I'd much rather be with you." "Really?" Starlight asked, getting a bit teary. Sunset nodded and stroked Starlight's cheek. "Yeah, we'll figure it out, I promise, and if not," her hand tightened, "I'm just happy to be here with you now. But I promise, if you want, we can have a more serious conversation late today." Starlight thought about it for a moment, her body still being held by the mare woman she loved, and shook her head. "Maybe one day, but you're right." A bird began to chirp in the tree above them. "It's a perfect day. I want to enjoy being with the perfect girl." Sunset smiled. "So do I." They kissed again, this time far less aggressively, and more with love. They didn't need to be anywhere for hours. If they wanted, they could have taken a nap together. However, they wouldn't have been able to feel on one another as they sat there in their lovers' embrace. "So, married your kids, huh?" Sunset questioned after they stopped kissing. Starlight's eyes widened. Sunset laughed her head off. After Starlight glared, she took her revenge by being the dominant one. She took her revenge by being a dominant one the next time they kissed. That's it. Yeah, sorry about that, about a bit of reading, and yes, don't blame me for the lack of other stuff, because his grammar is not that good. I just picked it at random because I thought Sunset Shimmer and Starlight Glimmer, cute couple. But yeah, anyway guys, that's it for today, and see you tomorrow for another video. Bye guys.